What's up? Today, thought I'd do a little bit of Infinity mode. Obviously, the past few days have been pretty crazy, actually. Zero Collection came out yesterday, and I kind of haven't really played it much yet because I've been playing DMC3 Switch, and I just finished that last night. If you follow my Twitter, I posted a bunch of clips and my thoughts. Today, I also got the Daemon X Machina Split Pad Pro, and I think some people who play games like this, I mean, a lot of you guys play the same kinds of games that I do have a Switch, so I'm going to attempt to get a video review out for that tomorrow, probably when I'm on shift, because there's better lighting over there, more space and things like that. But for today, I thought I'd progress through the tower a little bit. Now that we have indirect confirmation that they're going to be continuing to update this game because they're taking feedback, I haven't really wanted to play it too much, honestly. But I'm kind of a unique case because I already played this game to death when it came out in Japan on the Switch. Definitely made the international release more relaxing for me because I didn't have to haul ass to make guide, which is, and sometimes, I wouldn't say it sucks the fun out of a game, but it definitely changes how you play. So when this came out in English and PC, it was far more relaxed. Just kind of played to have fun. 'Oops. I haven't played this for like 2 or 3 days. Kind of rusty. I haven't really had a lot of fun with this game, but I feel like it needs a lot of polish. I'm curious to see how long they'll support this game. Like, Dynasty Warriors 9 had a much worse reception critically than this did. Despite all of Warriors Orochi 4 Vanilla's flaws, it still was received much better than Dynasty Warriors 9, so I assume that means that we'll get a couple months of patches and things. There's also like new anime costumes being added to, I guess it's like some product placement for Dynasty Warriors 9, so I assume they'll probably do stuff like that for this too. We're supposed to be getting news about a 20th anniversary like celebration and probably a new project soon. I guess to build up the hype, but maybe that's why they're updating Dynasty Warriors 9 still. The game's pretty much just been in maintenance mode since the Muso mode update, which I didn't even really bother to play because it wasn't implemented right. It was mostly just giving the enemies a couple extra digits of defense, with no equivalent reward for doing so.
ここは逃
The hitbox on that is so weird. This is kind of what I'm talking about here. There's just like not enough peon spots for them to be asking you to fight this many. It starts to really drag on after a while. I think just speeding this mode up would make things a lot more fun. It's still a very fun mode to play if you're interested in just pure combat. But once you start getting to this final tower, the maps just get progressively longer. There's not enough of an equivalent reward either. It's basically just doing more damage, which in this game can actually make the game more boring. if you play it like I do, when you try to just maximize your combos and stuff, doing more damage isn't particularly something you always want. Which is why I brought up the suggestion of having maybe some kind of gameplay changing accessory for you. Changing types of the classes or types of the characters is something you can already do with cheat engine, so maybe that's something they will introduce. In terms of DMC3 Switch, I'll probably put up some footage of that maybe later this week too. I kind of feel like doing a port review for Zero Collection is actually not something people want right now, because a lot of the big Mega Man channels got review keys and they've already put out some good stuff. The only thing people really seem to be after right now is an input lag analysis. I do not have the equipment to do that myself, so I don't really think my opinion really matters that much, but I will put up some gameplay. The Zero Collection wasn't really a project for the channel anyway, it was more just for my personal use. Although there are some music mods, someone's working on a music mod to replace the Game Boy and DS music with the arranged tracks that came out on the actual CD after the games came out. That's something I'll probably buy the PC version for. Right now, the person doing it only has 0-1 done, and I don't have the PC version. I'm going to wait until I get paid. I'll be getting paid on the 1st, so to figure out what it is I'm doing for next month. One Piece will happen for sure, but I also have to start paying my vacation, so I may not have too many new games on the channel next month. But the only thing I was really interested in was One Piece anyway, and that's something I'll be doing regardless. It comes out exactly 1 week after my birthday, so there's no way I won't have the funds for it. Just ask for that for my birthday. I'm gonna try to apply for a new key though. I don't really know much about how Namco determines who's worthy of a review key. You know, some companies don't care. You know, they see that you have an active community and you know your stuff and you're not toxic. Sometimes that's enough, but other times they just want the channels to have way bigger numbers than I do. I'm not really expecting to get a key. I don't really think it would give me much of an advantage anyway, because a lot of the channels that like only play anime licensed games are gonna have a pretty big strength game. You know, the only thing I'd really have to offer is maybe like a PC port review, and then probably just some raw gameplay or like guides. I don't really think having the game really would give me much of an advantage there. I'll make an attempt though. I think you guys would appreciate if they got it early. I just hope the PC port's not going to be terrible, because the port for Pirate Warriors 3 is just a nightmare to get working. I thought some Pirate Warriors 4 as a game is that some of the mechanics look quite clunky, but we haven't really seen anybody good playing it. If you've been around the Muso community as long as I have, you know it's very rare that you get really good pre-release gameplay. There's a lot of reasons for that. You know, channels like Squillo and stuff, they aren't as easily approachable because they don't have as big numbers and things like that. So I don't know how well that game's going to fare. I kind of just need to get my hands on it myself. Not going to happen anytime soon. I have hopes that both the PC port will be good and the progression will be better. I got really turned off by the progression in Pirate Warriors 3 because it just had too much RNG, it was too much grinding. I think the concept of getting something material for your characters after you've beaten the game and everything that wasn't just like stats or a more powerful weapon was actually really cool, but I felt like the execution wasn't that great. Apparently some of the people who've been able to play it early have confirmed that there's like something resembling Dreamlog in the game, which is going to be good. I hope the campaign will flow better. I think the campaign in this Pirate Warriors 3 are like some of the most painful ones to get through. So, I hope it'll be better. Who knows? Apparently this game didn't do too well. I think that they could have pushed this back a little bit more and maybe polished it. The problem with this game is they got a new director and he was not given the best foundation. Something to work on, honestly. I think the game obviously had a shoestring budget. You know, they only brought back like 7 characters. I wouldn't be surprised if some of the voice actors for them already voiced other characters in the game, so there wasn't really too much problem to get them back. They obviously cut costs a lot for this. I think they did a pretty good job considering the small resources and budget they had, but there's no denying it would have been better with another couple months. But since we now have indirect confirmation that they're going to be continuing to support the game, I'm sure it will get better. Obviously, Dynasty Warriors 9 was the same way too when you think about it. Like that game was didn't launch in the best state, and it didn't end up in the best state either. But they did work on it for a long time, and definitely it's a little easier to recommend to people now than it was when it came out. So maybe that will happen here. Can't wait until I get at least one ultimate weapon, so these won't take so damn long to break. I had a lot of fun playing DMC3 Switch again. That was one of my favorite games of all time, really. There's a lot of problems with the port that people are starting to find, which is why I didn't really do a port review. I don't have like 30,000 hours in the game, so I didn't really want to make a port review for it and kind of not be able to point out bugs and inconsistencies like that. I tend to do port reviews like either after I've beaten the game or I've gotten a considerable point in it. Like if I know that it has really bad performance issues, go ahead and expedite it. Or it's a game that I really know well. Obviously I know DMC3 pretty well, but not as well as the people who've been playing the mod and stuff for years now. Like I said, back when the Style Switcher came out, I actually backed the guy who develops it on Patreon, and I couldn't use it because my monitor resolution didn't match up with the mouse coordinates on the menu. So I've really only been able to use it for like the past few weeks leading up to release. I picked it up pretty fast. I did play, I'd say probably 100 or so hours of DMC3 back when it came out. I definitely had an adjustment period, for sure, but I got the hang of it a lot faster than I thought. I'd say maybe like halfway through the game I started to really click again or remember how to play. Alright, a couple more pots to go. Hopefully the final level here is not going to be destroy all anchors, and that's going to increase the video length and the file size by like 20 gigs. The lack of peons is definitely noticeable when you get like one that's that last one I did, the 1500 score. You notice I basically completely depleted the map of officer spawns. I think there were only like 1 or 2 spawns left, and I had barely gotten enough for the quota. I think that's one of the reasons why they need to fix it. You shouldn't have to completely clean out a map of officers before you clear the objective. Not like I was leaving any behind either. I was actually pretty efficient. Sometimes on maps like this, the pots will always spawn right by the officers, so you're not going to be able to clear out the pots without subsequently clearing out the officers. Seems like they lowered the health of the pots a little bit, but it's not entirely noticeable. You know what, I'm just gonna skip the rest of the officers unless they're directly in my path, because I've got another level after this. Knowing my luck with this game and the objectives that it spawned, it's gonna be a really long one. I want to get this all done in one video. Watching me clear one level is not gonna be very satisfying from either standpoint. Let's just get out of here, clear this up. There's always a chance that the portal will spawn by an officer anyway. Yeah, that did a ton of damage. One of the things that happened to a lot of people in Dynasty Warriors 9 was that they kept updating the game and people plowed through the content really fast and didn't really care to come back, so I've been wanting to avoid that kind of situation with this game, because I obviously like this game a lot more than Dynasty Warrior 9 overall. They have not posted anything about a patch yet. I looked on the Steam database and couldn't find anything. Chances are they're probably collecting all the feedback and figuring out what to do next. Ah, see, I was right. There's an officer right down there. That's one. I think that's one that either spawned or I didn't clear out originally, so I have to take that one out. Alright, time to Ikimas out of here. Alright game, yeah, give me something short here for the sake of this video. Purify all anchors. Oh, that's actually one of the better objectives you can get. It's on a rather large map, so it's kind of a downside, but whatever. But generally here you want to try to find all the anchors first and clear out as much of the map as you can. Because the anchors can get taken back by the peons. Get out of there! Switch to the wrong character. The hitbox on her Muso is insane. You can be behind her and still get hit by it. Meanwhile, poor Zhao Yun's air Muso here, the hitbox is like a single pixel on the ground. Talk about balancing issues. Alright, so there's two here, so the other one's probably on the bottom. AI is not going down there, so that's not good actually. Hopefully no more will spawn. Alright, one of the AI is covering the lower right-hand corner of the map, so hopefully there's one over here in the left, where he'll find the other one. Oh, where's that third anchor? It must be there in the center, I think. The only lead I have is the center, or the very edge of the map. Hopefully it's not up there at the top. Ah, here we go. Perfect. Figured it couldn't really be up there. I do play a lot of roguelikes, so I'm kind of used to knowing how to search for things efficiently. I've got some review key homework to do with a roguelike soon, later this week. My last review key homework for a while, so I don't really think there's any other games I'm interested in covering that are indie right now. I did get One Figure Death Punch 2 on Switch, but I paid for that myself, so I'll put out a port review when I can, probably after I play a little more. So far, it's been pretty good. Kind of a shame how much you have to do research for Switch games, because a lot of them just run terribly, where they have like game-breaking bugs that make them barely functional. It's really hard to just blindly buy a Switch game. That's why there's so many channels like Contra Network that do well. Like people who run that don't use the mic or anything at all. They pretty much just put up raw gameplay and like performance analyses and stuff. It seems to work pretty well for them. Especially since the eShop is just so awful to navigate. It's really hard to find anything. There's you know, the Switch is powerful enough to run a lot of like mobile ports and stuff, so you get a lot of literal shovelware on there that's really hard to sift through. So I try try to do port reviews when I can, but I have to rely on those channels too sometimes. I don't have the disposable income to drop like $15, $20, $30 on every game that interests me on the Switch, because I know there's a very high percentage of them aren't in a good state. Sometimes they get patched to me later on. Sometimes they never do. A lot of people have been stuck with barely functional ports for a while. As bad as the frame rate is in the Switch version of this, I mean, I never had it crash. The worst bug they had was that you could get permanently locked out of transferring your save when it came out, because for whatever reason, if you push the wrong button, which happens a lot on the Switch because it's very much like a Japanese PlayStation game where the controls are reversed from Xbox and PC, you would get locked out, which is crazy to me. So I only got the drops from a pool of 5. So what it means by when it says that you get more drops every time, I guess it increases the pool. As far as I know, the max is 10. I don't know if that's enough to actually craft anything. It may not be. Let's find out, I guess. These guys are back. Use Hades' costume, cool. Don't really care. Alright, I'll do all the management later. See if I can craft anything. Nope, it's gonna take at least one more run. So I'm really glad I didn't leave you guys hanging with that. Anyway, I don't know when the next run will be. I'll probably do it on and off between on camera and off camera. And like I said, I have played this game a lot on the Switch version, and I didn't really get burnt out, but like I said, we know that they're going to be supporting the game for at least a couple more patches, so I feel like burning myself out right now, like I did with Dynasty Warriors 9, is not going to be the best situation for either you guys or me, so I'm probably going to work on some other projects for now. However, March is looking pretty barren for me. The only thing I'm really doing is the Mass Builder update is going to be coming out on March 7th, so I will be covering that. And then One Piece will be at the end of the month. But everything in between, unlike this month, is not really going to be a lot of interesting things going on. So I'm probably playing some of the things that I bought this month that I didn't really play as much because I just have been completely stacked. I've just been overworked these past few weeks. Now things are starting to calm down again, so I probably will get all the weapons for this team and then move on to my other favorites. Thanks for watching.